Hello everyone. Something happened this morning, something brilliant. I got an email and it had my visa for Bali in it. I phoned V quickly and yes, she'd had hers as well. So in this video, we're going to tell you, or I'm going to tell you, exactly what we did to get our visa. And hopefully, in less than 2 weeks, we will be in Bali. We're Mark and V, and this is our adventures. So the first thing we had to do is get a visa agent. And what with the internet, everybody is an expert. Everybody's telling you who they use and who's the best to use. I looked through lots of reviews and I decided on a company called Bali Legals. They're not the cheapest, but they had a lot of good reviews. So I figured probably that's the ones to go with. And that's who we used. They told us it was going to be 14 working days and the cost was 2,999,000 rupiah. Well, the time it took was actually about 7 working days. So it was a lot quicker than we anticipated. So I'm really, really pleased with that. A few things we had to supply, and one of them was a photograph, and a photograph with a red background, which I've never come across before, but we figured the easiest way to do that would be to take photographs of ourselves with a plain background and then use Photoshop to change the colour of the background from, in our case, grey to red, which is pretty simple. We just cut out using select and mask and cut ourselves out and then put ourselves on a red background. If you're unsure how to do this, I found a website called visaphoto.com. I'll put the link down below so you can see it. And basically they will manipulate the photos, your photos for you, and for a cost they will produce the photograph. Now what I found is that you can upload your photograph and it gets manipulated, but it puts a watermark into the photograph. So I used the downloaded photograph with the watermark in it and took the colour that they used, the red colour that they used, using the colour picker in Photoshop, and then changed the background to that. That's what we did. It's a 4:6 image and that worked perfectly because obviously we got a visa, so that worked perfectly. The next thing we needed was proof of our COVID vaccinations. And here in the UK, we have an NHS app and you can download a PDF copy of those vaccinations. So that's what I did. And I downloaded the PDF and uploaded that document, and that was good enough in this country. I'd imagine in other countries you have something similar, but I wouldn't know for sure. But that's what we did here. The next thing that we needed was proof that we have enough money. And a lot of people are always very wary about sending documents from their banks over the internet, especially to another country, to people they don't know. And I thought about it long and hard and I thought, how am I going to do this? And in the end, what I did is I took a photograph of a bank statement, then I put it into Photoshop and I drew big fat black lines over everything that I didn't want them to see, every bit of information, account numbers, sort codes, everything like that, and left literally it showing a balance and my name. Nothing else was visible on the document, and that's been fine. So, that's what we need to do. Just black out everything. And if you haven't got access to Photoshop, just get a marker pen. Just print off a copy and just use a marker pen and black it all out and just leave so they can see your name and see the balance. That's all that's needed. Interestingly enough, another thing that's asked for is proof of payment for your reservation hotel, your bubble hotel, your quarantine hotel. Now, we hadn't booked one because I didn't want to book one and then find out we didn't get the visa for some reason. So I didn't supply anything, and it's been fine. We've got the visa without supplying that information. Not only did I have to send proof of the bubble hotel we were staying at, which I didn't, it also asks for a proof of where you're staying afterwards, and I didn't supply anything for that either. and it's come through. So, you know, there's a few things. I think there's a bit of leeway. So don't take my word for it if it don't work for you, but it did work for me. Travel insurance, that's another thing. Quite strange as well, because my travel insurance I buy yearly, and we had I sent a cover note for my travel insurance, which was no problem at all. But my travel insurance runs out on March the 24th, I think it is. I've renewed it now, but the certificate they had ran out on March 24th, yet they still gave me a visa with the insurance running out halfway through, which is quite interesting as well. So who's looking at these things? I don't know. Maybe they just see that as you got the certificate of insurance and that's all they're worried about. What else did I have to send? I had to send my passport details. So I had to send the main page of my passport with the page with my photo and date issued and all that bits of information. But they also ask if you can send the picture of your cover of your passport as well. Bit strange, but hey, you know, it's not hard to do, is it? As I said earlier, the cost of it was 2,999,000 rupiah, which translates to about £175. Now that's a lot more than what I've been used to paying. It used to be, in the old days, it used to be $50, and more recently, visa on arrival was included. It was all free. How much do you want to go back to Bali? Some people say they're going to wait and see what happens. Some people, you know, say it's too much money to pay. We've missed out on 2 years of going to Bali, and we decided that we wanted to go. I've had an opening holiday-wise at work, because I'm still working currently, and my work has turned out to be not very flexible anymore. So we have to take opportunities when we can. So I figure that the £175 is money well spent. We're going to end up with approximately 31 days actually in Bali. Maybe some islands as well, depending how it goes, how it opens up. But definitely we're going to be on Bali, and we won't be staying in one location. We like to move around quite a bit. So for me, £175 is good value. It'll be cheaper next time, but hey ho, this time that's what it's going to be. There's two types of quarantine as well. There's in-room quarantine and there's bubble quarantine. Now we're going to opt for the bubble quarantine, and that means we stay in a hotel. We pay a little bit more, but we have full use of the hotel and grounds, swimming pool, restaurants, and I think personally that's going to be an easier quarantine period. Now we've had both jabs and our boosters, so currently it's 2 days, 3 nights. I think that's right, yeah, 2 days, 3 nights. However, last night I've read that it's all going to change again. For anybody vaccinated from the 14th of March, I believe it is going to be 2 days, 3 nights. But they're also talking about abandoning quarantine altogether around the 14th of March. But it's only talk. As I record this video, it's only talk. So I will put some links down below of where the article I've read today. And hopefully, you know, it might be updated by the time you see this video, and there might be more information. But as you know, quarantine periods came down and then they went back up again. So it's always difficult to know what's going to happen. So you have to be prepared for that as well. We're prepared, you know, if it goes one way or the other. So what else do we have to do to get over there? We have to take a PCR test before we fly, and we have to take it 48 hours before we actually board. Then once we get off the flight, we have to take another PCR test as we go to the hotel. And then once we're at the hotel, we have to, on the 3rd day, we take another PCR test. And as long as that's all good, then we're free to exit into normal life into Bali. So we're really looking forward to that. What are we planning on doing then? Well, we want to hire a car and travel around a bit. We like to drive ourselves. We'll probably go to Nusa Lembongan, Nusa Penida, but we're just gonna really go where we feel. We're gonna probably do a counter clockwise trip around the island and decide where we want to stop on the day. Maybe we'll stop for a couple of days. It's hard to say. But that's what we plan on doing, and hopefully there'll be videos coming soon. We're really looking forward to it, and I hope you're looking forward to seeing some of it as well. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, guys. And if you've got any questions, please ask below. I'm sure it's going to change daily, the answers. But everybody, there's lots of people making little videos at the moment about what's happening and what they're going through. And I will do the same. I'll try and make videos, and I'll try and do some stuff as we're boarding the planes, as we're going through Singapore, because we're flying with Singapore Airlines. So I'll try and do some stuff in Singapore to show you what's happening in Singapore. As we go through and land, I don't think we'll be able to film much as we're going through the immigration side of things, but I will try and update you as much as possible and keep you there. But if you've got questions, please ask, and we'll do our best to answer the questions and tell you about our experience. And obviously we're flying from UK, from Heathrow Airport to Singapore, Changi Airport, and then on to Denpasar. Anyway, I hope this has been a bit informative to you and helped you a little bit, and maybe even given you a bit of confidence to do the same. If you've liked it, give us a thumbs up. You know, speak to us below in the comments and let us know what you're thinking. You know, are you going? When are you going? You know, are you not going? Why aren't you going? You know, do you think we're mad? Do you think paying that much is too much money? I don't know. And you know, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do, because we're going to try and do as much as we can while we're in Bali. And then when we come back to the UK, there's going to be more trips in our new van. There's lots of VW shows coming up, so there's lots going to be happening this year. Anyway, till the next video, guys. See you later. I'm really looking forward to the next couple of weeks. See you later. Bye.